How lucky are we? A true superstar of world sport joins us, Mark Webber. Hello and welcome.
Pleasure to be here, mate.
So lovely to have you here.
Makes me feel old looking at that, mate. Makes me feel old.
Really? Oh, we're going to make you feel very old. We'll go back through all of your glory in just a moment. Before we do, you are very tall for an F1 driver. You're also quite tall for a ball boy. We have some images here, I think, for Canberra in the glory days.
Look at that.
There you are with Mal, Gary Belcher.
Awesome. Look at Clyde, Loza.
It's amazing. Lazo, talk us through this.
Well, phenomenal days, mate. I mean, I actually got called onto the field one day because I used to take. We used to pass the ball into Chicker on the wing, and he used to massive forward pass for the forward tap to get the run on, because Sheensy and the guys were big on that. So the ball boy, we were actually trying to help get the boys get a run on there. And Mal got pulled up and said the ball boys need to just behave themselves and put it in front of the touch judge's feet, and we're just like, forget that, we'll keep going. Like, just send it in. And ref stopped the game. Yeah. Pulled me out there.
Did they really? Can we go back to that vision again? Who was Mal Meninga's motivational coach here? Have a look at the bloke. There's you at the front. Who's the bloke with the perm next to Mal?
Yeah, I should know.
Give him to a Mal.
I should know. But he's...
Look at him go.
He's pumped up. Mal didn't need much motivation.
No, he didn't.
Who was your favourite player back then?
God. That side was all right, mate.
Clyde was pretty good back then.
Big engine Clyde had, Loza, Sticky, obviously, fly half. Halfback. So it was great. Obviously, you know.
Well, even later, I think we've got some vision of you in the coach's box. So it wasn't just a one-off thing as a kid. You actually got involved. There you are up the back. Very excited with David
that's right. Yep. So that was a tense night. Look, I was so fortunate, mate, at that age to be around the players and sort of learn. You know, to have a rough idea how professional sports sort of looked. I was racing go-karts at the time, so... And there was a bit of...
Because you're a Queanbeyan boy?
Yeah, absolutely. Big difference between Canberra and Queanbeyan, mate.
Get it right.
Big difference, mate. Yeah, he did. He got it right. But we put Canberra on the map, and... big rivalry.
Where's Canberra?
There's an airport there. Queanbeyan Airport, mate.
How do you feel about Friday night, then?
I'm really excited. Really excited. Look, I haven't been, to be honest, I haven't been across all of it. I know they're obviously had a great season, which is tremendous, and it's been a long time coming because it's hard to get players to that part of the world. Obviously, it's not as luxurious probably for the wives as well to be hanging out in -5 in the winter and things like that. So there's a family decision, but to get the players there, get some continuity in the club, sensational. So I hope the guys do great. Obviously, it's great to see the town getting right behind everyone as well there. So hopefully we can get the job done against.
The Bunnies.
The Bunnies, yeah.
All right, you got the job done when you got into an F1 car, and the first time you had a win, I wanted to not just see the glory, but hear the glory, because it's terrific.
And now it's going to be victory for Mark Webber, his first in Formula One.
Yeah! Beauty! Yes!
Do you remember that elation clearly?
Huge day, mate. Yeah, huge day. I think it was like 22 years between victories for Australians at that level. So for me, I had a bit of heat, obviously, because the Aussie press are pretty straightforward, as you know. So that was sort of giving me a hard time, and even myself, and just I had done 130 Grand Prix at that point, misjudged a few teams in terms of my own momentum, and that was a day where it lined up, got the job done. Plus, there wasn't no attrition. It was a race where everyone else had a good day, so I felt that I really deserved it, and it just all come out. Obviously, you just in the national anthem, and so it was a really, really special day, and took a long time to get that level. But then when you win at that level, it was pretty special.
Let's talk about teams, because we're obviously following Daniel Ricciardo now with Renault and the problems that he's going through, and you're with Minardi, Williams, Red Bull, Jaguar. What's it like when you're just not on the same sheet as your team that Ricciardo's going through now? How frustrating is it as a driver with what he's going through? Yeah,
ultimately the best drivers get themselves in the best teams, so you've got to work hard to try and do that. Here's obviously Daniel in Singapore, on the weekend. It was a tough weekend. He got a right rear puncher there just with contact with the Alfa Romeo, which happens. But it is a highly technical sport. It's not tennis or golf or league or union or probably AFL. It's a really big individual sport. You have to stand up yourself and be accountable, and 250 nights a year in hotels. You've got to really apply yourself, travel around the world. But we have 800 people in a team, so you're part of a big operation, and it's a huge technical sport. So yes, there's a lot of moving parts, and when the car's not delivering, obviously you're part of that equation. So he was at Red Bull. I wish he stayed there because that is a better package. Obviously there were some financial terms. I think Red Bull weren't far off his numbers anyway. I think he sort of could be regretting that 2-year phase now. He's got to get back out of that now because, like in any sport, you guys know, young guys come in. You know, the landscape can change really fast. In 2 years, you feel, oh, mate, I'm cool. I'll just, you know, I've got a bit of time here. Next minute, you know, people come along, you know. So, touch wood, he can get out of it.
What separates a good driver from a great driver?
Mate, it's like any sport, isn't it? I think it's in that sort of the mind management, composure, under pressure, the big occasions, whether it's a Federer, whether it's a Messi, whether it's, they've just got that extra gear. Obviously, Hamilton is the man at the moment. He's got that sort of, it's just slow motion. Seen it before, not many weaknesses, good under pressure, good in mixed conditions, great in qualifying, great in wheel-to-wheel combat, knows when he gets his elbows out. So, yeah, he's going to try and break Schumacher's records, which is phenomenal.
What about your fitness levels?
Yep.
How fit do you have to be? I mean, if you were to jump in a car now and take part in one of those races...
Wouldn't be pretty.
Really?
Wouldn't be pretty.
What are you talking like? I mean, 2 hours on the weekend that race was. How long would you last now?
Oh, look, it's so specific, the fitness. So you're in such a weird position. So if I sat you guys in the car, you think, how the hell do these guys sit in this position to start with? So it's like having your feet on top of the...
Is it manual or automatic?
Mate, we'll probably put in auto for you, mate. Probably drop it in auto for you, yeah. So, yeah, but...
How long would you last in a race now?
Oh, now, depending on the track. So some tracks are harder than others.
Yeah.
But really hard circuits like Suzuka or Silverstone or, high G circuits, probably 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, and you're done, you're out.
But because I've got a good engine at the moment, I'm still in shape.
You get out and about and do a lot of running,
absolutely.
don't you?
Yeah. So, got Aussie Grid apparel at the moment, apparel range now. Which
we see some of that with you doing some running in some beautiful
that's right. Yeah, with the Tasmania Challenge we had that. I love the outdoors. You know, I'm a wilderness guy and, I've been very, very fortunate to work with the best people in our sport and, so I and the military. I've been working with the Special Forces in different events and, so for me to have the opportunity to... You know, we're so proud of our sport here in Australia, but there's no real outdoor brands, doing something that we can be really, really proud of. And this is where I believe we can do a tremendous job. It's tough, it's comfy, it's functional, and it's been tested in the scrub. So, yeah.
And so how are you enjoying retirement? Because I think as professional athletes, it all appears really glamorous. 250 nights in hotels, travelling the world. Everyone thinks you're having such a great time. But how are you enjoying retirement? Yeah, no, it's a good question, mate. I think that, as you say, it's all-encompassing when you're in your bubble. You're working incredibly hard. You're disciplined. There's a toll also on your loved ones because you're so focused on that, and there's it's not easy for them to handle. You get off that. I've been out of the Formula 1 cockpit since 13. I raced in sports cars for a while, but it is a journey. Because in sport we get instant results. You put the work in. Generally, any shortcuts you get nailed. Keep your pecker up and put the work in. You can get results, but in Civvy Street, in the real world, obviously, there's, you got to really goal orientation, work hard on things, surround yourself with good people. I think sport's a tremendous, you can be it's a tremendous legacy to still have in your own top pocket because sport's a great teacher of lousiness, cutting the corners, not being punctual, all those things in sport, you're out in 5 minutes. So I think they still work out there on the street. So I've been fortunate to be around good people, mate.
Yeah, there are some downsides. There's all the glamour and the glitz and all those things and the rewards, but there's
sitting on the seat below you, mate. That's a rough one too.
That contract, I must be taller than everybody.
That's a downside too.
Even Mark Webber. But you've been in worse positions than this.
Yeah.
We've got this crash here is just ridiculous.
Yeah. That wasn't a good day.
What goes through your head, apart from the steering wheel? What happens?
You weren't indicating either.
Yes, big. Look, I think we know motor racing's dangerous. I was very, very fortunate to walk away from that. Bit of a concussion and raced a few weeks later, but that's just the hit there. That's all the barriers. I mean, So
that would be the scare. I mean, because was it 99 the Mercedes?
Yeah, they were more frightening crashes. I mean,
we've got a photograph. That is just...
so that one there, I am actually thinking about, I just want it to be over, turn the lights off, no pain, just send me on my way.
This is your teammate, obviously.
Yeah, that's a day later, so he nearly got... I mean, how he survived that, I got no idea. But, so the cars were really... And there's the Germans struggling because, German sense of humour is no laughing matter, mate. Yeah. So,
it's extraordinary. Look, it's been an extraordinary career. It's
Thanks for having
lovely.
me.
We could talk for another hour to you.
Pleasure to be here.
Congratulations on Aussie Grit as well.
Thank you.
May that go well.
Big week in sport. Happy to be back in Oz to soak some of it up. So thanks very much for having me.
Mark,
Do you want to do a Viking clap before you go? Or
Let's go, boys.
Champ of the week is next. Stick around.